Mary.
And Amma.
Hey, back to like,
Share,
subscribe,
and comment.
But we're back, and we are talking about
Eric Smith.
I don't know who that is.
I actually saw this, and it was so interesting. I watched the whole thing. Eric Smith, and he brought up the comment about that we were talking about. Mike Tyson had made this comment that prisoners who have been there
For a long time
should
not come out.
even as much as 5 years, which made me think. I think he was in jail for 6 years and he came out.
He wasn't in
But
there
he
for violence,
said-
right?
Yeah, he said that they can't be rehabilitated, and that always stayed with me. Mike Tyson, who was in jail himself, and he says people cannot be rehabilitated. And I've always wondered about that because I always think, give people second chances and stuff
I
like
don't
that.
believe in that, really.
But this guy, Eric Smith, okay, when he was 13 years old, he's this redhead, had freckles. He said that he had been bullied a lot in school. Well, when he was 13 years old, he lured this 4-year-old blonde child, okay, to the
I know who he's talking about.
to some bushes area, and he killed him.
Her.
Okay, no, it was a boy that he killed.
I know it's a blonde girl.
No, it was a boy.
Is that the one thing
No,
you just
that's
killed
not
just
it.
to-
Nope, that's not it
Oh.
at all. I know who you're talking about, but that's not. This is someone else.
Oh.
Anyhow, this guy now, of course, this happened when he was 13 years old, and he received 9 years. I think he received 20 years, but I think he was able to get, because of his age, he was only going to be in jail for 9 years. After 9 years, he's eligible for parole, right? So he was convicted when he was 14. 9 years from that, he was 23, and he was eligible for parole. He went before, and they said no. Parole was denied. Every 2 years, he can go back in front of the parole board to request they parole him. Every year, he was denied, and every year his parents came.
So about the victim.
Yes.
The victim's parents. They came.
Every year. And he was not given parole until he had served 28 years.
Good.
So just think about that. For 10 such of these meetings, he was denied. In 2021, he was approved. And he was let go in 2022. He now lives in Queens, New York. He's out.
Okay.
He served 28 years. When he went in, he was 14. So now he's like, 42 years old? And that was just like, you're 42 years old, but you know something? You're 42 years old, but you still have a lot of life. Those parents, they don't have any life. Right? You're out. You're 42. You're out. You can get married, right? You can have children. Your parents can enjoy their grandchildren. Those parents, they don't get to have that. He is still young enough to enjoy his life.
Yeah.
And it's sad. But then you think about, back in those days, it's not like today, which I am happy how things are today. Now people are like very anti-bullying, at least in a lot of the schools. It's something that's frowned upon. Back in the day, hey, before 2000s, you even tell your child, like, oh, they're just bullying, everyone has to go through, it was kind of like a rite of passage to get through high school, to be bullied and, life goes on. But that's not how it is these days, and I'm happy about that, because it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we saw, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan, right? When he saw that his, former classmate and let her know, oh yeah, you called me the dorky kid. Now you want to interview me? Now you want my interview? You worried about my what, headshots? Like, what kind of kid bring headshot? A kid who is serious about the talent that they have and wants to be in the position that I am in now. How about that?
Snap,
And
snap.
you could see that it's still pissed him. And such a way she was coming, trying to be like,
Trying to lie.
we know each other, right? We go way back, as
She like,
if
do
we
I
were
know you?
friends. But you were my whole bully
I know.
girl. Yeah. So I just think, like, as optimistic as I can be, I just feel sad for the parents. His parents get to have grandkids, get to go to his wedding. He gets to go on with his life. You know?
But you ended my
Does
child's
he
life.
even remember that boy he killed? Does he even remember him? Because it's been so long ago. You know? So, and he's in Queens, New York. I mean, he gets to walk around like a free man. You know?
Yeah. I
So,
just think when you go and you murder somebody that young, there was something went wrong with your development. When you go as a 4-year-old
and he wasn't this boy who was bullying him. Like I said, this boy was only 4 years old.
when you go and you murder somebody that young,
Yeah.
just for the sake of murdering them, I don't think you can be rehabilitated. Because that's something that's ingrained in you. It's like, because the thing is, when you're a child, like, that's really when you're so full of life, you're so optimistic, you're kind of naive about the world. So it's very odd when you have to be so sinister and sick and twisted in your mind to go and murder. Like a baby, really.
Yeah. A child that he didn't even really know. And I think because he was a redhead, this guy was blonde. Maybe he felt, maybe people who were bullying him were also blondes. But what does this child have to do with that? You know?
Your child can barely
it was just
talk,
sad.
for real.
It was
I mean,
sad.
can you talk at 4?
Oh yeah, you're talking like time you're 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, like, this boy has just started talking, and now you want to go and murder him. You end his young life.
Yeah.
I feel, for me, most of the time, I feel like an eye for an eye. You go, you rape somebody, you should not have genitalia.
Yeah.
You go, you murder somebody, your life should end as well.
Yeah.
If somebody comes to go and does something wrong to me, I don't want them to go to jail. I want them actually to be put to death. Because, like, if it's like a serious crime, you say you go murder my brother, or you go and you rape me or something.
Yeah.
Because, like, jail is cushy. It's real luxurious. I remember even Blueface, that boy that was in Pretty Ricky. He just came out of jail, and he was on an interview I saw yesterday. He said, oh, they were popping bottles in the jail. He had liquor, he had Don Juan, he had champagne.
Wow.
He said he was able to, he said he was having sex with most of the security guards because they knew he was a Pretty Ricky. He had money. He was bringing in, like, lobster and steak. He said that jail, he said go down in jail. He said it's a luxurious experience. So the last thing I want anybody to do is go to jail. They're not going to have it cushy. America's about money. So they're going to put these people to work. And if they have suckers out here, like the suckers that you see in Love at the Lockup, who are putting money on your books, they're going to allow you to do whatever you want because you're bringing in money to the government. So if anything, I want you to be put to death. Let God and Satan handle you. Because they're the only ones who can really give you the day that you deserve. That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Now this man is out here living like, hey, get to go have a woman, get to go drink, get to go party. I've done 20 years. I've killed somebody who was 4. Let me come enjoy myself.
I feel bad. I do feel sad for those parents because they didn't deserve that.
No, I mean,
now it's like he's out and about. You know.
Sometimes the death penalty is best. I feel like the laws are too.
So I just
pushy.
wonder, what do y'all think? When you see that story, do you think criminals can be rehabilitated?
No.
Or is there a cutoff point? How many years do they serve? How many years, if they serve that, they're beyond rehabilitation? or do you think that they can't be rehabilitated, period? Let me know, and let's know what you think about the story.
Yes, y'all, but it's Mary.
And
Leave
Amma.
a click a like,
Share,
subscribe
and comment
down below.
Bye.
Bye.